Hey everybody, it's Cyborg, and I am joined by Downforality, and we are joined once again by Poot, and glad to have him back on the show. And we are going to be discussing the Combat Cast, where we saw Liu Kang, Kung Lao, and Jax, as well as some new stages, or at least some stages shown off in a breakdown and everything for the first time, so we got a better look at those. We'll answer some questions, give our beta thoughts, at least just from night one, from the the few hours that some of us have played, and then we'll get the hell out of here. So let's just go ahead and jump in. Actually, you know what? Let's tackle the questions first, because we've got some in there, but I don't think it's going to be an ongoing thing. So let's just tackle those right out of the gate. And let me find them here. Okay, so from Aya No 1, do either of you have a main yet? And if not, who are you waiting for? So Poot, why don't you answer that first, and then we'll down four, and I will answer after that.
I do not have a main. I like Jade, kind of. I kind of take back saying that she was trash. I've been playing with her a little more, but aside from her and Baraka, I'm mostly waiting for Shao Kahn, Kodal, and then from watching that stream, Liu looks amazing.
Yeah, spoilers, easy.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Liu looks amazing. Jax looks amazing.
It'll all be redacted in post. Just like bleep out the names.
Bleep.
Yeah.
Liu for sure
looks amazing, But yeah, so you're digging Kodal, you said, Shao Kahn. Those are the ones that you really want to try still, and you thought Liu looks good.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Jade, you're digging a little bit more now that you've had some more time with her.
Yeah, I mean, she's still kind of trash, but I'm making it work slightly.
So who do you think you're going to main if you had to choose one so far?
From what I've seen, or just from even ones that we haven't seen yet?
I would say just best guess. Like, even if you've seen them or not, just best guess, who do you think you want to main in this game?
I feel like D4 and I are the only people on the Shao Kahn train, so probably Shao Kahn.
All right. Down four, why don't you give yours next?
Yeah, I think I'm probably just gonna main Cabal. I don't know though. Like, I like him so far. Other than that, I want to use Shao Kahn, but it really depends on how he plays and how he looks and sounds. And Jax looks really good. I'm interested in him, and Kodal as well. Those are the two that we've seen so far that impressed me the most. But other than that, yeah, it's probably just Cabal.
Okay.
Yeah.
For myself, I got a fucking main! No, I'm just kidding. Everything's cool. So just, I don't know. So I'm obviously waiting for Frost to be shown off, because she was the one that I was pulling for most to be in the game. She was my number one on the wish list. I have my own concerns about her being potentially a cyborg, how that looks like. I have no doubt she'll have like more of a, an alternate skin maybe that's human, like a classic. But even that, I guess, isn't even a guarantee. But I've talked about all that before, so she is the one that I'm waiting for to be shown off, just to kind of know what to expect with her. But I'm not putting all my eggs in that basket. It's not like if Frost is not to my liking, then all hope is lost. No other character. Look, I'm going to be clear here. Just about every single character in this game looks fantastic. That doesn't... I feel like I've stated that. When we do all the character breakdowns or the random selects that specifically target a specific character, I gave high ratings and high grades across the board so far. And even at its, like, the characters that have, impressed me the least, I still think look great. So it's not a matter of... They're not, like... It's not a matter of me thinking that the characters just look boring or bland or, like, not interesting or not fun. I just don't know who I'm going to main. And maybe I don't have a main. Maybe I won't have a main. Maybe I'll play the field, try a little bit of this, try a little bit of that, Get out there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows? But one thing's for sure is there's a lot of fun-looking characters. So I guess my best thing to list is certain characters that I think look the best to me or I have the most interest in is probably the best I can do at this time. I think Johnny still looks fantastic. I love his personality and a lot of his gameplay that was shown. So I think I'd be most interested in trying him. I'm obviously still going to give Frost a try no matter what she is, just to try her out and, give her the old attempt. Um, Liu Kang looks fun. Kung Lao looks fun. So I might try those. I don't know. I used to play Liu Kang in older games.
You play him in 9 too.
Yeah, I played him a bit in 9. And so far I'm having reasonable fun with Cabal, and we'll get more into that later. But that's kind of where I'm at. Is there's so many characters that look like fun. I just don't know from a play style that I really enjoy. Who's gonna mesh best? So with this roster, I'm sure there's gonna be somebody. I just don't know who it is. It could be one of those where I try several characters and then one's just gonna really, really click. Like I started to really like Scorpion. As hard as you have to work with that guy, he was still a lot of fun to play. I still had a lot of fun matches with him. I'm having some fun with Cabal, and like I said, we'll get more into that. And I'm curious for Katana, how she plays. If she's designed very assassin-y, I may give her another spin. So we'll see. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. And obviously, I'm still curious on like Cetrion, what she has to offer, or if there's a secret character that we're not aware of. Something like that could always be interesting, but we'll just have to see how that plays out.
Are you interested in Shang at all?
I was never much into Shang in the older games other than doing the Kentaro morph, which is fun because I know it just upsets Stephen. No, I'm just kidding. Like, I just like that. I honestly, he's just not really my style so much, but I don't know, man. Like, I'm never gonna say no to anybody out of the gate. It's more of somebody's got to click, hopefully checks all the boxes for me. And maybe we'll get there. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm still having fun with the game, so that's all that matters right now. I'm curious who the other DLC characters are, though. Like, if there was Nightwolf, as I've said in the past, recently, I think he could be a lot of fun, and he definitely checks those boxes for me in terms of a visual and character, and just I think he would be great in this game, especially with like the spacing and the speed of it. I feel like is just perfect for that type of character. So I'm hoping he makes a first combat pack like early on. I think he would be a really cool addition that I might give a try, especially if it was like turns into a wolf and turns into a werewolf and shit. I still think that would be awesome, but we'll see. Anyways, moving on. Proud Disciple asks, are people overreacting regarding Jade? Poot, you were mentioning Jade. Do you think people are overreacting regarding Jade?
Well, I feel like they're talking about me. Well, we were all kind of talking about her.
A lot of people are. I mean, on Twitter, people are too, like Ketchup, Mustard, Max, etc. A lot of people are. Basically, to add context to this, if you're not in the loop or you're not kind of following people's reactions on the beta, a lot of people feel like Jade is just a boring character. Like, she's not fun to play. Like, the things you have to do with her to even be remotely effective just are the boring play style. Like, you basically have to rely purely on projectile, spamming from the full screen, doing stuff like that. So people and she doesn't have a whole lot of high damage potential. So she kind of excels only in the mid-range poke or the I guess it's somewhat zoning. I'm not sure. You can add some more light to that.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried like 3 different loadouts. The only one that's base that I've used is the Revenant one, where she has the aerial glaive, the anti-air glaive, and the Geese Howard like ground projectile thing. Yeah. And honestly, I think that one might be the best one. I thought it was going to be stupid, but that glaive controls like a 90-degree angle of space. Like, if you were to put the angle part, like if you had a triangle in the middle of the screen going from one corner to the other, and then touching the top of the screen, like it goes up and then it goes down the other way to the other corner. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So I don't think she has to be a zoner. I think it's more so the fact that all of her close range strength are highs, and a lot of the crushing blow requirements for her I think it's like 1-2-4. You have to whiff the first hit, but you can be uppercutted out of the first hit.
That's so
So
weird.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess if you space it properly, but and a lot of, I mean, you can ask Randy this too. We were talking about how like a lot of her strings feel like Kung Lao's, like weird, like where you have to rapidly press the buttons. Like you have to like input these buttons super quick, and if you whiff, then they don't come out. Like one of them will still come out, but a lot of them, like her back 3-4-3-4, whatever, it will not come out if it whiffs, and you
So
have to like mash that shit.
so she like her favorite song would be "Watch Me Whiff." Now watch me name. No.
I mean, probably. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, she's got a whiff to do something. Like, and so far, out of all the characters I've played, she seems to have the weirdest crushing blow conditions. I've only seen 3 aside from like the generic uppercut one. I know she has a shadow kick one. She has one off that string that you have to whiff the first hit. And then she has one off her parry. But I mean, other than that, she doesn't really have any damage outside of fatal blows. She doesn't have any mid-screen launchers. It's basically like guess. Like you have to hardcore guess. I'm interested actually to see what Tip would think. I know he's gonna play her like whenever, whatever day he can play, but
I did talk to him briefly, and he said the thing that was frustrating him the most was like no mid-screen combos.
oh yeah, like
Like,
she. I don't know. Like I played a Cabal earlier, and yeah, the projectile invincibility is good, but he can still nomad dash you because you have to guess if he's gonna jump. And then if you jump and then do an air projectile on the way down, he can still nomad dash you. So
yeah,
I mean, it's like really a toss up. Like she doesn't, and she has a teleport too, but I think it only actually teleports if you amplify it. So, I mean, I feel like she's working hard, but I mean, all these videos where they're talking about, oh, Jade's insane. She mix ups off the wall, like 28% damage meterless. Like, that's bullshit because she's not super mix up heavy. And 28%, you have to get a crushing blow to land that shit. So, I don't know what Jade they're playing, but it is hashtag not my Jade. So,
How about you, D4? What's your read so far? What are you
uh,
gauging here?
I'm not really sure yet since I haven't played Jade. I've only been using Cabal the whole time. But I have heard a lot of like people complaining that she's boring, and she looks boring to me. Like just watching her like on streams and shit, like it is pretty boring. Like she's very footsie based and zony and isn't very flashy. Like she has some flashy corner stuff, but that's really it. And she feel if I've heard from Benev, he said a lot of her like gear moves like conflict with each other, or, like conflict with like you can't take the reflect move without getting rid of like the spin move.
oh,
It's
that
like
would be terrible. Yeah.
yeah, you can't or no, sorry, not the spin move. The you lose the glow if you take the reflect, which is like I feel like that would work in conjunction with it. Like I don't know why you have to get rid of that. So
Maybe that would be too good. I mean, somebody used the reflect when I played against Scarlet against her, and it was actually pretty good. I mean, and it also her projectile invincibility works on Scorpion's flame breath. I just found that
oh
out.
wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So if they're
Cool.
trying to get that, I don't know if it puts you in neutral or whatever, but I know if they do it, it like will not affect you at all. So
That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know what to feel about her. Maybe I do think people are just overreacting in general to the beta characters, like Cabal. Everyone's saying like he's super like retarded and broken and shit. But there's some. I feel like there's easy fixes to fix him and probably Jade as well. It's like I don't know, and this isn't even the finished version, so I would I want to hold judgment until like we see her in the full game. Maybe she has like some type of meter burn launcher or something they added. I don't know though.
Okay. Yeah, it's still early. I mean, we're on day one, so I guess technically day two. I always forget yesterday. That's probably for the best.
Yeah.
So let's move on to Aim Dopeness. He asked, my question is, if you were allowed to add in one more character into the beta, who would that be and why? And you know what? I'm going to extend this to the actual game as well. So let's first talk about the beta. Down 4, if you were to add one more character into the beta who's currently, we've seen revealed basically on the roster, who would you add?
Let's see. I need to think of. Who has been revealed yet?
It's a good question. Let's
Yeah.
I think I can remember off the top of my head. The only people that are left to show are Aaron, Cetrion, Collector, Devora,
Katana
yeah, Katana, and
and
Frost.
Shao Kahn.
Yeah, and Shao Kahn. So it's like 7 left, I believe.
I'd probably choose Kodal. Like, I really want to try him, and I think people would be happy with Kodal. Like, he was just revealed not too long ago, and he looks sick. So for my sake alone, I would take Kodal.
okay. Poot.
I mean, I know I was kind of upset because I really wanted Sub-Zero, Garrus, and Raiden in this beta, but I guess out of the 3 of them, I'd probably want to try Raiden just because he has so many, and he looks really, really good. So probably
Yeah,
Raiden.
Raiden was impressive. I wanted him in the beta as well. Good choice.
Yeah, Raiden's a good choice. Definitely, I agree on Raiden would be great. My choice that I would go with is Johnny Cage. For me to get my hands on him, just to see if how much fun I have with him. To me, that's probably a personal choice for myself, and I just think he would add some more visual flair and flash to the game, and have some fun personality and intro dialogues and all that good stuff. So yeah, if he was in the beta right now, like with him, Cabal, Jade, or just in general, I think I would definitely try him a lot and try and learn him just to see, am I having fun with this character? Because that could, be something, I guess, for myself. But
Most people would probably want to try Johnny too. He's like a better pick than like Kodal, who's like a very specific style. Like Johnny seems pretty accessible.
yeah. So yeah, that's probably my pick, but all good choices. That's all we have for questions. Now, I did want to add on the game itself. So we have an idea of who the roster is so far, what we're expecting. If you were to add one more character to this roster, who would it be? Like, who do you think could really just take it over the top, be it personally or from a just overall making the roster better, I guess? Who would you choose?
I'm a huge 3D era fan, but I'm gonna say Rain just because I thought he was a lock and ended up being the Crypt dude. But I feel like he would really work in this game. I mean, I guess DLC, either Rain or Fujin, either one.
Yeah, I think those are going to be popular picks on Rain and the Crypt Dude. I wonder what the Crypt Dude's role is here. Like, is he literally just a character for the Crypt mode? Is he going to be anything more than that? Are we going to see him like as a playable character? Like, I don't know. Like,
We're kind of teasing it. Like, who is that? Like, so maybe
they were building it
it is
up, and if
something
they
else.
had like another new character on the roster that we weren't even expecting, that'd be kind of weird and interesting, I guess.
People were speculating that it was Hanzo. I was like, honestly, I think it could be young Aaron Black since he did shit for Shang to get his age extended.
make
But
sense.
who knows?
It looks
That'd be
it's like
kinda
wearing
cool.
a purple mask. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a ninja mask on, so that's the weird thing. But yeah, I mean, I guess Kodal's not. I mean, not Kodal, but Aaron Black isn't exempt from that. I guess he does wear a mask as well. So that's a good theory. But yeah, I guess that
It's
wasn't
kinda
Rain
far
after
out
all.
there,
And
so.
after all that speculation, so many people for sure thought that was right. I mean, I don't blame people, but at the same time, here we are. So
Well, I think we
Yeah.
should end the Discord because I'm tired of hearing about it.
I should put a bot in here that just changes certain things. Yeah, you can do that. But just every time you say rain, it just says something else. I don't know.
It's like water. or some
Yeah,
shit.
water that's from the sky. I don't know. Okay, so Mike, or down 4, you can go ahead with the character that you think. I think I know who it's gonna be, but go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I'd choose Fujin.
Yeah,
overall.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Just
But I do want to say my second pick would be Motaro because
wow.
yeah.
Random.
Well, I think Motaro would be like the sickest shit. No one else thinks that, but
That could
4
be
legs or 2?
4. Fuck the 2 legs. That doesn't exist.
who would say 2?
Yeah.
I mean, he was kind of dope in that game with the 2 legs, but I don't know.
I only want Motaro if you can do 2-on-2, and then when you take out Motaro, it just reflects all projectiles off his massive body.
Yeah.
But no, I've gone on record. I'm not a big Motaro fan. He's probably my least favorite of the trilogy era, just like all the characters in general. So I'm not.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I never really got into that character. He's just kind of, to me, he's not visually appealing to me. I'm not like into horse dude. Like, not that that's a bad thing. I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, this is not my thing. That mythological creature isn't my jam. And I don't know. I enjoyed when Raiden drove him through a bridge, but that's me. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Who's your least favorite trilogy character? I'm curious.
Let's see. That's difficult. Fuck.
I keep putting you on the spot with
Trying to think.
characters.
Yeah.
Who would you choose for your least favorite trilogy character?
I'm trying to think. Does this thing? Well, I guess that wouldn't make sense if it included like the MK2 versions that you could pick on there.
No, I'm not
I
talking
wanna
about like the
say-
game Mortal Kombat. I'm just thinking
Oh,
like
okay.
trilogy era, like from the first like 30 whatever characters that were introduced up until before MK4, basically.
Probably either like Striker, Sindel, or Shiva, but I don't hate any of them. But if I had to pick a least favorite,
Yeah.
probably one of those three. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't hate any of them, but I'd probably pick fucking Molina, honestly.
Interesting. See, me
Yeah.
choosing
Great.
Motaro's not that crazy. You chose Molina. So send your hate mail to down for round because he chose Molina. I chose Motaro.
I've never been a huge Molina fan.
No, I understand. I think everybody has that character that they just never could get into. For me,
Yeah, I don't hate her. It's just of those, like, I don't like her that much.
right. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure they could make Motaro sick. It's not anybody that, I mean, they're so good at just making all these characters pretty tight, to be honest with you. But
Yeah, I've always wanted like more like monster characters, and like I just think he would be incredible. Because they like they say they can't do him, but they can do him.
They could
It's
do
just an excuse, and
sure.
he would be sick as fuck, leaping all over the screen like even in the Mugen game, like those lasers with the tail. I think he'd have so much
What
cool
do
shit.
Would he still make those weird noises? Like
I hope
feel like
so.
he made really weird noises when you like hit him.
Just
He was
shoots
really
a
loud.
plasma ball from his tail. I don't know, man.
Yeah. That was sick.
So I would choose. Oh, that's a good. I think I'm probably. I mean, I agree with both of you. Rain and Fujin definitely are the top two candidates there. I'd still like a cyborg, but man, it's hard to justify the absence of a cyborg over the absence of like Rain and Fujin. Less so Rain. Like I get the Rain thing because Rain fans definitely get dicked around a lot, but at the same time. He was in MK9, and he was at least in the MKX story mode, so I don't feel too bad, I guess. It just kind of sucks, because it was like initial roster or bust for him, so I feel like he's less likely to be a DLC, nor should he be. I feel like he should have been base roster or... Anyways, but yeah, I would go with I'd probably go with just Fujin, just to get that out of the way. Like, get Fujin in there so we can, as fans, feel like we like the people that were very vocal with MKX, I just feel like it makes a lot of sense. So yeah, I'd probably agree on Fujin.
Yeah, I feel like that would actually show people that they're listening, aside from like balancing and stuff. But
Exactly, yeah. He would be the best one. Then like we can move on to like requesting Suhao and shit, drama.
oh
and
my
all
god, you saw or well, I guess y'all already saw it. But Cyborg, did you see that there's a Suhao poster in the Black Dragon stage, like in the back? It's like his Deadly Alliance render on a poster.
What the hell? No,
That was
that's
tight.
funny. That's great. All right, well, let's move on here then to the actual combat cast itself. So, yeah, I mean, a lot was shown here in a very brief period. I know Down 4 has said that's your favorite combat cast they've shown,
Yeah, easily.
just because they crammed so much in a very short period of time. They didn't, mess around. They didn't waste any time. They just kind of...
It just felt more natural. Like they
Yeah.
weren't rushed and like they didn't take a million fucking minutes to say everything about a character. They were just like, okay, here's the character. Let's move on. It was
And they
just
only
nice.
Yeah, and they only showed 2 variations per character, so they kind of... which isn't a bad
Yeah,
thing. I mean, I felt like we saw enough of those characters to get a good idea. So, I mean, there was nothing
it
wrong
feels
with that.
it feels like we'll have more to explore once we get the characters
Sure.
ourselves. Like I like that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess first up was Liu Kang himself. So, thoughts on Liu Kang down for? Let's start with you. What are your thoughts on Liu Kang?
Yeah, I thought he looked great. I was really impressed by him, more so than Kung Lao, but both of them looked good. But Liu definitely like looked really fucking good. Um, I just love the classic outfit more than anything. Like I think that's easily the best classic outfit in the game because it's just literally perfect. It's the exact same, and it just God, it looks amazing. And he looks sick. I love the triple bicycle kick, like the nunchuck shit. I was a bit like worried about at first, like just hearing he had nunchucks. I was like, not a huge fan, but he actually does some cool shit with them. And nunchucks are a very underused weapon in fighting games. Like it's really just like Kim Woo and fucking Michelangelo from Injustice that use
Maxi too.
nunchucks and Maxi. That's true.
Yeah.
But it's not like something you see all the time, so it's kind of cool that Liu Kang got him, and he's actually doing cool shit with them. Like he has a stance and all that. So yeah, I really like what I saw with him overall. I'm definitely gonna try him. Oh, and he got a fucking command grab. That's what set me over the edge. I was like, oh my god, he has a command grab now. Now I have to play him. Like
Yeah, he
yeah, I was
wraps the
impressed.
nunchuck around your head and then like bashes you. I thought that was great.
Yeah, and like flips you. Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah, he looks fantastic. He actually like I mean not actually that sounds like it's like surprising, but I think he looks phenomenal. His idle stance is great.
Oh
His
yeah,
it's just I mean it's very Bruce Lee inspired as it naturally, of course, and the nunchucks are a good touch. I like that they're not like the main focus of him, but they are in a couple strings. And then there's a couple abilities you can add that focus on them. So I think that is great. Like that's a good callback to when he used nunchucks, and just that just fits his character. I think it's really great. I love how
agreed.
fast he is. I love the high fireball as part of his base moveset looks fantastic. Like the fireballs in here look really good. Just same with like Johnny Cage's as well. They look very fast and to the point. No bullshitting. I love the flying kick. I love the bicycle kick, how you can amplify it twice. I like the crushing blow for the flying kick is that you have to catch somebody with a air fireball and then you follow up with a flying kick. I thought that was a cool like I'm liking the because I felt like a lot of the crushing blow circumstances, the requirements were very similar for a lot of the characters we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's on punish or it's after blah, 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 full screen
Counter
for
hit.
stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see more of a variation on those now. Like we were starting to get introduced to more that have different circumstances to make it happen. But yeah, Lou looks phenomenal and great. I love like you said, the command grab. I like his crushing blow is fantastic with the dragon. His fatality with the 1-inch punch was fucking awesome.
It's up there. Like that's got to be like my second favorite fatality. Like it's so good.
Yeah, it's good shit. And like I said, the design looks good. I like his base design. I like his alternate design. I like the Revenant design. I like the character. He just seems really, really badass. No idea if I'm going to play him or what. Really, what I was hoping for with the character to play was I really want to play somebody that's like visually. I don't know. I've gone on record saying like fire isn't my element of choice. I like ice. I like water. I like electricity. I like a lot of things over fire in terms of elements that somebody uses. So fire is kind of towards the bottom for me. Doesn't really excite me too much. Same reason why I probably never really got too much into Scorpion as a character, with him having a lot of fire stuff. But yeah, just from a martial artist being a badass and just that quick Bruce Lee type, I think they nailed this character. He
Yeah, I
looks the
agree.
best he ever has, easily.
Yeah, for sure.
Poot, anything you want to add to that or thoughts?
I want to talk about how great his hair looks. I think the hair physics on Liu Kang is like the best hair they've ever done. It's like bouncing as he's bouncing, and it like doesn't look like it's clipping into his model at all. Pretty much that, and I just think he looks really good. His 50-50 teleport looks really strong and reminds me of his arcade drop fatality.
Interesting.
That's
Yeah,
probably
he does drop from the sky.
I I think he's going to be very strong. But other than that, yeah, I would. Oh shit, I might main Liu Kang, but yeah, he looks super tight. So
Yeah, I think yeah. So far, sounds like we're all big fans. Just a quick grade, obviously, just based on what we saw. We don't get to try him, but until the game comes out, just grading from a letter grade, A minus, A plus, B plus, etc. Where would you put him, Poots, in terms of Liu Kang? How well they nailed this character?
oh, we don't blow either. That shit was super sick.
What was that? I
So
think you cut out.
his fatal blow.
Oh.
We didn't talk the dragon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd probably give him like an. Are we doing like the Japanese one where like S is the highest, or just like
No, just straight like school grades, A and all that stuff.
probably like an A plus?
Cool. A plus, down 4. What would you give?
Yeah, so far just probably like an A. Yeah, he's really good.
All right. I would agree. I'm with an A. I think he looks awesome. I think he's easily, so far to me, he's one of the most like impressive from all state, like overall, just like, I don't feel like they really dropped the ball with any part of this character. It's a little odd not having his like low fireball as part of his base moveset, but I mean, you can add that if that's your choosing. So there's so many cool things that are there, and I'm sure they'll have at least one base variation with that included. So yeah, he looks great. And yeah, good stuff. So Liu Kang. Let's move on to Kung Lao. So Kung Lao thoughts. I'll start on this one. Kung Lao to me also looks very good. I'm not much of a Kung Lao guy in terms of Liu Kang. I always played Liu Kang over Kung Lao. But visually, Kung Lao interests me more, just 'cause I think he has more of a cool style to him that I dig with the hat and everything. And man, certain things that I love in this, like we've talked about how we didn't really care too much for his second design that they showed, where he's like wearing the big thing over him, like the poncho looking thing or whatever that is. We're not too into that design. But in terms of like his hat looks great, his face looks great, the animation looks great, his moveset, oh my gosh, his moveset looks fantastic. I love his teleport in this game, that he tosses his hat on the ground behind his opponent and then comes up underneath it, looks great. I like that you can like cancel it or hold on to it or whatever, like you can delay it so that way the hat's just stuck in the ground. I think that looks phenomenal.
Yeah, that is sick. Yeah.
And then there's different things you can do from that. You can grab your opponent and he does like a cool like twisting whirly whatever throw. When his normal just jumps, he does like a spin, which I think is kind of cool, like a barrel roll spin thing.
It's very unique.
Yeah, and he's got moves where he can like amplify and move the hat around himself, or not him like move it around himself. I mean like you can control where the hat goes. There's the one of the abilities where he does like the Z pattern and he like paints it with his hand in the air before he does it, and then you can cancel that and not like he still does the hand paint, but he doesn't actually throw the hat, so you can fake out your opponents. The crushing blow I thought was interesting with all the hat craziness, and then this character's just got a lot of cool tools, and then you have the great Kung Lao stuff, which is just awesome. It's kind of like Kenshi-esque with he's doing like this blue energy stuff across the screen, and there's different things.
How'd you feel about that?
It didn't bother me because I mean it only really shares the effects, like the visual effects of like Kenshi's stuff. It doesn't really share the properties of anything he's doing. One's like a projectile that goes across the screen. One was I thought it was like a low on the ground. I don't even remember the other ones.
Yeah, like a trip or something. And then I don't remember.
Like in the air?
Yeah, something high or in the air or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it looked cool. I think it's an awesome concept to have the great Kung Lao represented. I know there's like lore fans that are into that, and just from a visual aesthetic, having his like ghost appear on, or his spirit appear on the screen is tight. So I think it's cool. I don't expect Kenshi to be in this game at all, which is perfectly fine. He can sit out a game. That's fine. But yeah, no, I think it's a cool dynamic to take with him, and just overall, I think he looks very, very solid. I don't know if I would play him because I just never have been able to do very well. I do. Oh, one other thing I wanted to mention is I like the double dive kick being one of the crushing blow requirements. You got to hit 2 dive kicks in a row. Like you actually have to hit them in a row. They can't be interrupted. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's like bird Lao shit. They're like fucking incentivizing you to play that way.
But
That's
yeah,
cool.
no, it's I definitely I was very impressed by the character. Yeah, down for what did you think?
Yeah, I thought he looked good too. I was looking more forward to Kung Lao over Liu Kang, but I was more impressed with Liu. But Kung Lao was still impressive. Like I was not super. Like I think I'm gonna try him, but I'm not like super like. Oh man, I have to play him like day one. But he looked good to me. Like the great Kung Lao shit, especially, just surprised me. It, like took me off guard. I never thought they'd do something like that. It's such an awesome callback and just like including him in some way. And yeah, he just looks good. I love that they kept the core of the character, but they just made him better in almost every way. Like they have been doing for other characters as well.
Right.
And honestly, for the design, like I don't think it looks as bad in gameplay as it does in the cutscenes. Like I still don't like it. I still think it's a bad design, but it looks better when he's actually doing shit and not just you don't see him like just doing stuff in story. I thought it looked better here.
Sure.
And I like his stance too. His stance is kind of like MK3 ish. It's not
Yeah.
exactly like that, but he does have his like palms out. So
Yeah.
yeah, he just looks good. I'm impressed. I want to see more of his moves. I'm still hoping for the whirlwind kick as like in the ability. Like I've always wanted him to have that as an actual move. Like since Deadly Alliance, like he hasn't gotten it back. So
Hmm.
um, I hope he still has that. But that's really all that I want from him now. Like he looks good. And I love that his EX dive kick is actually like a tackle. It's not like how it
Yeah.
was in the new games. That's really sick. So yeah, he looks good.
Cool. Poot, what do you think?
I mean, he looks like Kung Lao. I like the thing, not the Z thing he did, but where you can like literally like move the D pad and the hat's like moving wherever you move it. Like that shit's
Yeah.
gonna be crazy, like
Right.
for traps and stuff. But I mean, I'm not like super hyped for him. I'm more scared to fight him than I am to play him. Like I'm not really all that interested in playing him because he's probably gonna have more of those dumb like whatever kind of links they were that he's always had like rapidly press the buttons to do it. So
Yeah, that seems to be a
uh,
staple for him now.
yeah, I mean, I like that he's very like It Man, but he was like that last game, and he even kind of looks like Donnie Yen in this game. So I
A
don't
little
know.
bit. Yeah.
He looks pretty cool, but yeah, not who I'm gonna make. So
Cool.
I did
Some.
want to comment too, just one thing that Orbital had he has is like broke as shit. Like
Oh yeah, the one
that's
that like orbits around the other opponent or
yeah.
whatever.
Can you like just not press a button? Like
I think you can, but from the thing, it takes like offensive and defensive meter.
oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and if that's not even meter burn, that's just regular. So I think they said there's a couple of them like that, like Gearus's time thing will take both of them.
It's gotta take at least like 2 slots, I think. Still, that's really good. That seemed broke to me, but I don't know.
So what? How does that work exactly? Like I know it's orbiting around your opponent, and if you hit them, they go into the hat behind them. If they go forward, they hit the hat. Like how does that work exactly?
Yeah,
Mm,
I'm not sure.
I don't know. It kind of looked like what was the one in MKX where he had the thingy?
Tempest.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't really know. Like I knew you could like throw them into it and it would like do his throw or whatever, but I don't really know how it's gonna work. I guess it's just dependent on whatever side you're on or whatever direction they're hit into it or something like that. I don't know. And you can do it on yourself too. Like you can do it on yourself or the other guy. So
Oh,
I
I
don't
didn't know that. Wow.
I don't or it looked like you could do it on yourself. I don't really know how that one worked either though. So
But yeah, no,
but
I
yeah.
mean he looks interesting, badass, Kung Lao-ish, as you said, with a few new tricks, which are pretty cool. I'm more curious what other designs he has. Like if he has a really badass design, I'll probably be more tempted to play him,
Yeah, he
tempested to
needs.
play him. No,
Wow,
that was lame. I'm sorry.
that was pretty good.
No,
I liked it.
don't do that. You're just patronizing me. You're like,
No,
it
I
was
liked it.
good. Oh, yeah. um, but yeah, no, he looked tight. So that. Oh, and his fatality, of course, cuts the head off, splits his opponent in half as he teleports up, and then throws the hat, catching the head as it's coming down. So Yeah.
Yeah, I still hate it.
I don't hate it. I thought it was like whatever. I showed it to my dad because that's who he used to play in the games, and he was just kind of like, "That's kind of cool." But I mean,
that's kind of cool.
yeah,
Stop playing
so-
your Nintendo and do some chores.
yeah.
All right, well, let's move on to Jax. Down 4. Do you want to take over Jax first? I know you got a lot to say about this guy.
Yeah, like at first I wasn't like super like enthralled with him, but like as soon as I saw like that they changed the quad slam animation to like actually give him like a power bomb and like a suplex and shit, I was sold from there. I'm like, yes, I am playing Jax again. Like that's exactly what I wanted because I hated how he just like ragdolled them like back and forth. Like it was cool like back in the 90s, but like he needed an upgrade for a while now. So I'm really happy to see that he actually has like more diverse like grappling animations and shit. That was my biggest takeaway. I love the heated up mechanic. It's like a KI mechanic. Like it's something like how Kilgore had. Like he would, the more you use the bullets, like the more he would get heated up, and those do like extra damage and shit. So it's almost like that with Jax, but with punching. So
They need the NBA GM guy to just stay heating up.
yeah, that'd be
He's
sick.
on fire. Yeah, I think he looks
Yeah, he
great.
looks good.
Yeah. Poot,
Yeah, I'm very impressed. Oh, and I love that he has the MK3 missiles now.
Oh yeah.
I was
That's
just
like the tightest shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very it's an interesting. I'm happy to see more classic callbacks like that we haven't seen in a while. They even mentioned on the Combat Cast that we've had the wave energy thing going on, or energy wave effect recently. So now they kind of wanted to represent something else from his past. So I think they're a lot more aware of that kind of stuff and trying to represent that in this game. So I think that's kind of cool.
They seem to be going like, yeah, back to older games and looking at like, what they had in the past and then trying to implement it here. And one thing I forgot too, sorry, he has like a Steve stance where he like ducks and
The
like
peekaboo stance. Yeah,
that is so fucking tight. Like
Does he
he's
low
like
profile with that? Does he duck
I'm
under
not
high
sure.
projectiles?
I was wondering that myself. I'm not 100%.
that would be
on
sick.
That would be good. Like you'd be able
That's
to move
exactly
in like that.
like I always wanted like, more like TJ combo stuff and like just more like play like more like a boxer and a brawler. And like they perfected that in this game. He punches all the time, like he's doing this boxing shit with his stance. Like it's so sick. I fucking
Well,
love
and
it.
and he has like that kind of Jackie move where she did a bunch of hits and it like builds up the heat super fast. So he's gonna be really strong too, I
Yeah.
think.
He looks good.
Yeah,
Like,
I'll echo everything you were
tier-wise.
saying. He looks fun. Like he really, really. I'm not huge into like Jax's gameplay generally. I think he's interesting, but he's just not my style. But man, this looked like a lot of fun to play. Like I love the heated up mechanic as you were talking about, the slams, the bopping him on the head, the use of the grenade launcher, everything. His face looks phenomenal. The model in this game looks great. I love the classic arms and all that stuff. He just looks really, really, really good in this game. Like just when you compare some of these faces and all of them, like when you compare the faces and models just to MKX with the ones that are in this game, like it's insane.
Did you see that chart where like
Yeah.
someone put like it was such a difference.
It's
like,
night and day, and it's only been 4 years. Like it's been 4
like,
years
yeah,
since
like-
MKX and like Jax and Liu Kang and these other characters, Katana and all of them, like their faces just look. I didn't
Really?
think MKX looked that bad at the time, but like when you look at them compared to this, like man, does it make MKXs look amateur? like just
Yeah.
by
Yeah, for
by
sure.
comparison, these look that damn good, and my hat's off to them because the characters just look so lifelike in this game. It's amazing. Like Jax just looks like a dude. Like he just looks like a fucking like I said, he actually looks like a human being, a person. I think that's so damn cool. So yeah, I'm digging him, and I think he looks like a lot of fun. I love like you said, the peekaboo stance and all that shit. And it's just there's so much there for him. And I love being able to carry somebody to the corner and as you're punching them, and then when you throw them into the corner, you can like restand them with the throw to the corner. I thought that was tight from
that's
that.
broke.
That's just insane, dude. He's gonna be like, I love how many mechanics just are unique to him. I think that's so cool.
They said that the heating up, like, is that just all the time?
Yes.
Like, okay. See,
Yeah,
that's
he
super
constantly does it.
interesting. It makes me wonder if like other characters have that.
He has like I think he has the ability, like he has a move that allows him to heat up faster. Like you can just do the move over like a sharpen or whatever, or he gets it built up in combos that he's doing and like through doing certain attacks. But I don't know if was that like an ability to make it like that, or does he always just get the? Because I know the heating up is part of his base. I'm pretty sure it's the what I was
The fist
confused
bump
on.
thing.
Yeah, what I was confused on was he has the fist bump thing where he pounds his fist together to like Bane basically, where he goes through stages of heating up. But
Yeah.
also you get it built up normally. So was the building up normally through an ability, or I don't know.
I think that. Go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think normally the base one is that, and I'm sure the other one is there too. Especially, they said he's not a projectile character, but you have to have the heat to use the missiles. So I'm assuming it's both of them. I don't really know.
Yeah, I'm assuming he can just like through punching, like he gets the heated up shit, and then like that might be an ability. I don't know if that's base. It seems kind of weak if it's an ability. I don't know if I'd take that because you're always getting it, but maybe getting it like faster, you knock them down, you can buff up to another level of heated or whatever. Yeah, I'm not sure. It should be a base move, I think, but I don't know.
But yeah, no, I mean, it looks great. Crushing blow is awesome. Just punch, unloads on the dude.
Yeah, the fatal blow.
Yeah, and he slaps him.
Yeah.
Yeah, fatal blow. Sorry, and
I was
he
laughing my ass off.
does the
at that.
double
That was
slap to their
hilarious.
face, which was badass.
Yeah, it's a callback to the clap fatal
Yeah.
from MK2. Yeah, but the punching part got me off guard. Like I was laughing. I was watching it with Brusk, and I was just laughing my ass off at how many times he just punches them. Like,
Yeah.
he does it like 20 times.
Yeah, he unloads on their face, and then he unloads on. Oh, that sounded bad.
Yeah.
He's just yeah, you get what I was going. He punches him a bunch in the face, punches him a bunch in the chest, and then
Super satisfying.
yeah, it's super satisfying. It's crazy, and then so that's all badass. And then he has his fatal where he attaches like a explosive to their back, kicks them away. And then they explode and come towards him, and then he punches them like in half, like at the gut. What were your thoughts on that? Did you like that, or I thought it was kind of eh.
I didn't see it. I don't
Okay.
You didn't
think.
see it?
I don't think I saw it.
I saw it on
Oh,
Twitter, but down for what'd you think?
Yeah, I thought it was just okay. It didn't. I thought it was leading to somewhere a lot cooler. Like I thought it was a cool setup. I was like, oh, they're launching towards him. Now what is he gonna do? But he just like punches them like in the middle. Like I don't know.
Like it looks cool. It's just it's not very. I just didn't feel like it was too creative.
I thought it was leading to somewhere cooler. I wasn't too impressed.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's really the only disappointing thing about the character. He looks phenomenal. I mean it's just a fatality, so that's a minor thing. But yeah, just like visually, design wise, looks awesome. Best he ever has in the series, in my opinion. Just this is awesome. And gameplay wise, yeah, definitely. I think this is really an interesting character design, and I love just how unique he plays compared to everybody else. I think that's really, really cool. It's like he and Jackie do not seem to play at all similar, so I think that's great.
No.
And they're just man, both those characters turned out very well, so good for them. What would you? I guess we never did rate Kung Lao or Jax, but it sounds like we're giving them all high scores. So who gives a fuck? They're all pretty good.
That's about right.
Stage wise, we had the like the Shaolin monk kind of trap area. We had seen the stage before, but now is like we're actually seeing it in full on gameplay, like actual matches and everything. I thought it looks good. I like the little things that are coming up out of the ground and everything. Just visually, it looks good. Poot, what did you think about the stage?
I think it looks sick. D4, you played Dark Souls, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was watching Eris's stream, and as soon as it showed it, he's like, "Oh shit, Sen's Fortress!" I died laughing.
Yeah, that's fucking good comparison.
Yeah, I mean it's sick. I didn't really know. I mean, I assumed it was like some Shaolin shit, but I was like, why would they have this in their basement? But I don't know.
Like the big boulder things, yeah.
Yeah, like why do they need that? And then the guy on the ground is still moving around.
Oh,
they never
really?
showed that you can like throw him. Yeah, but like He's just like he has like a spear in his back, and he's just kind of like wiggling around. It's kind of weird. I don't know. Maybe he's an interactable.
Fucking throw him when he's already like almost dead. That's fucked up.
Yeah, so that stage looked great. We also had the Tarkatan war camp that we have seen several times, but this is the first time we've actually like seen it in length, in gameplay, and all that. And I think, man, that looks cool. I love that there's just Tarkatans chilling around the fire and everything, and just hanging out. Down for what'd you think of this one?
Yeah, I like it a lot as well. Like just seeing it opened up. Like we saw the little snippets, but now like seeing it all the way, it's like seeing each corner and stuff. It looks really good. It's way bigger than I expected. Like same thing with Goro's Lair. Like the stages are bigger than I thought they would be. So yeah, I like it though a lot. It looks really good. And I
Yeah.
think there's a Tarkatan interactable.
Yeah, I
Someone
saw it
saw?
glimmer, like the one that's closer, that's standing up watching you fight or whatever. I wonder what that does. I really wanted them to use it, but they didn't. I don't even know. I hope it's not just like a generic, I'm going to throw this guy. I want it to be like something where like, just something unique, I guess, where like maybe the
Pounce on him or something.
yeah, like where the
Some shit.
Tarkatan pounces on your opponent or something. Yeah, like I like interactables that are doing something that we haven't seen done before. So I think something like that could be interesting. But yeah, just from a visual standpoint, this is probably one of my favorite stages. I think visually, like the lighting, the fire, like the fire effects you could see like being reflected off Kung Lao's hats. Just everything looked
Damn.
really, really good here. You can like I like the blue sky in the background, back behind like the canyon. That's like
Yeah.
the rocks and all that shit that's going on in the background. It just looks really, really good.
There's
The
also
colors,
a waterfall
yeah,
like
Yeah,
off to the side.
somebody
Yeah.
said that. I don't remember that either.
yeah,
But
the
It looks
colors.
like there's like a
man.
rainbow like off to the side with
Oh,
the
that'd be
waterfall.
tight.
It
Just
looks
like
really
this,
good.
it's like just peaceful rainbow and
I thought there
waterfall.
was though. I think I saw it. Yeah.
Dude, that's tight. But yeah, no, I mean,
Yeah.
it just looks really good. Visually, this game is just amazing. It's just blowing me away. It's great.
This is one of the more unique stages for sure. I love the color of the sky, like you said.
Yeah, I could like easily see this in the like as a classic stage in the old 2D games, like just in a very obviously more basic sense, but just it has that appearance to me that I feel like this is going to be one of those stages that we remember fondly going into other games and want to see back because it just
Yeah.
looks really good. Did they show off any other stages? I can't remember. I think
they
Those-
finally named the one with Shinnok's head. It's called like Shinnok's Bone Temple or something.
interesting. That's
Super
kind of cool that
stupid.
they're naming after a character at least. Like I like character specific stages. It's kind of cool.
Someone in the chat said it should be like Shinnok's calcium deposit, something like weird. I don't know.
Yeah, so I mean that's the combat cast. They teased Noob for next week, or they said Noob Saibot, so take that for what it is. But it sounds like we're getting Noob, and Tyler did say that we'll get more than one character, but they're not gonna, mention anything else about it. But so yeah, I don't know who to expect for next week. We did get that weird little blue screen effect that I don't know if that was supposed to be a tease or if that was just really a mess up. It was like a light blue, so that could either allude to Katana or Frost.
Yeah, I thought that was gonna be a hint.
Yeah, I thought so too, because it was right before they gave the actual hint, so that could easily be a hint, but who knows? I don't expect Frost to be shown before the game at this point. Like, I think she's gonna be saved as a secret. Like, I don't think she was ever supposed to be known. I feel like she's a character that you go through story mode, and then it's supposed to be this reveal that Frost is even there. That's my.
You think she could be in Unlockable?
I think so. Like, I'm not saying like her status as a character is worth being an unlockable. I don't know. I mean, she was an unlockable in Deadly Alliance, but there were several characters. Half the roster in that game was unlockable, pretty much. But I don't know. I feel like that she's hooded and she's like in that cloak and everything. That if it weren't for the leaks, I don't think they were gonna show her off. I think she was supposed to be saved as somewhat of a surprise that. When you go through story mode and then she shows up and reveals herself as Frost, it's supposed to be like a shock or a surprise for diehard fans. But that's just my impression. Maybe they show her off. I hope they show her off because I'd like to at least see her before the game. I would hope I don't have to play through story mode to unlock her just to find out what's in store for her. But it is what it is. We're so close now; it doesn't even matter. But
They did show off Shinnok and Brainiac, so maybe there is hope for Frost being shown off since they usually
True.
try and get everyone. So.
Right. That'd be cool. No pun intended, but we'll see. So beta thoughts. Any thoughts on the game so far? Down 4. Obviously, you've played some Cabal. What are you thinking? You liking him?
Yeah, I'm loving him so far. He's really fun. I feel like he has more depth than Baraka. Like, he's still a simple character, but he's not as like straightforward. Like, it took me a while to get used to him. One of the things that was messing with me is that they changed the Nomad Dash input to back forward 3 instead of back forward 4. So, and then the down back K9 is now down back 4. So I was all fucked up for like 2 hours. I'm like, oh man, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, but once I got that settled, like I do enjoy him a lot. Like, I love that he has the cancels. That's probably my favorite thing so far because it's really like I'm just playing like MK9 at times. I'm just pressuring and doing my thing. Like, it feels so good. Like, I don't even know if this shit is plus yet. I haven't labbed any of that. It feels plus, or at the very least, it's safe. But that's my favorite thing about him so far. I don't like the emphasis on mix-ups. Like, I don't like the low grab. I think that's kind of dumb. And it's not the way I want to play the character.
You don't have to.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Well,
like I feel like there's more like with Baraka. There's like gutted that I feel like you have to take that almost.
right.
But with Baraka or Cabal, he's got so many different tools. Like, he's got so
Yeah.
much in his arsenal. Like, you don't have to take that to win with him.
Yeah, I'm thinking because I saw on. 'Cause the reason why I said you don't have to is like I saw on Twitter the I don't know if you have any interest in it because it takes up 2 slots, but that like the gas thing in the air that like pushes you forward or whatever.
Yeah,
Like people are doing some sweet combos with that thing because I guess it really puts you it. I don't know what combos lead into it, but it helps you extend certain combos. So people were doing like pretty good damage with it. Like I don't remember, but someone said on Twitter, I think maybe it was Scar or I don't remember. I'm gonna stop naming names because I'm not gonna get it right. But one competitive player was basically saying that he thinks that the gas stuff is gonna end up being better than the sword stuff that people are currently equipping because he thinks that there's just really good combo potential there that people just aren't seeing yet. And he posted like 3 decent combos, videos of decent combos that he did with the little air like push thing because it essentially you combo them, it knocks them like way off into the air that normally you wouldn't be able to continue it, but you do that like air push really really quickly and then you can because that you don't have to like land out of that, you can do a 1 or a 2 or whatever or 3 or 4 from that and then continue on your combo right there. So they were doing some interesting stuff and then they had a corner setup and then which ended in the actual gas cloud or whatever, which is damage over time. So there's some corner setups that they were doing with that stuff as well. So I think there's more there than people are expecting. I think people went. This is what he said. He thinks people were going with the low grab and the normal hook grab because those are more like the easier things to kind of learn, more accessible because that's just what you naturally are going to gravitate towards when you're first learning a character. You're going to go for the things that just feel the easiest to start learning and getting some damage off of and stuff. But he thinks that gas stuff is like a sleeper, like it's going to be end up being the better pick. But he definitely, I think you're right though. I think Cabal has a lot of good options that I don't think he has one specific option that you have to pick to be effective, which is great news, which is
I'm happy
we hope for every
that.
character to have.
Yeah, exactly. Like, people are saying like, oh, he's so good, he's so ridiculously good, but it's like I feel like characters should be good. It's like I do feel like he needs some things toned down. What I would change is I would make it currently I think his regular base air buzzsaw where he can throw it diagonally is too good because like he can do it whenever it's mostly safe, like you can punish it, but you have to be quick. I could not punish it with Cabal, at least from what I could tell, unless he does it like point blank. But and it's like you can't anti-air him. It's like it's kind of what Tim was mentioning. It's like it's a guess whether he's gonna do that or not. Because he can do it, even jump kick, air diagonal saw. So I would make that an ability, personally, and then I would make the hook grab 2 slots, and maybe the low grab 2 slots as well. I think he has too many 1-slot moves right now. The only 2-slot move he has is that air jetpack thing, so... I would give him a slight damage nerf on the Fatal Blow, because I feel like having access to that just makes him a threat. Like, you really can't press buttons. Like it's really good right now, and it scales really fucking good in combos too. Um, but other than that, I'm really happy with him. Like I'm just enjoying playing him. It feels so nice to play Cabal again in a game.
Cool.
And I'm just happy he's not basic bitch material like Baraka. Like I feel like this is enough for me to work with overall. Yeah.
Good. Good. Poot, what are you thinking?
About Cabal?
Or just in general on the beta, what are your thoughts so far?
I mean, a lot of people declining matches. I know D4 had to use an alternate identity, and I think a lot of people were doing that because I faced a guy earlier that had like 0 matches, but this dude was like he had played a lot. I could tell. Reminds me of Overwatch when they like Smurf, like it's like platinum level players like down in like gold.
Yeah, they do that in Tekken too.
Yeah, there's a lot of competitive games that people create new accounts.
Can he do the diagonal bust off from a short hop?
Diagonal? I don't think so. The straight one he can.
That would be super good too.
The straight one he can, yeah, but not the diagonal, I don't think.
But yeah, I know with the jetpack, I saw something on Reddit. A video. He can do a jump in 3 or 4, jetpack, do another jump in 3, then do like a saw, and then nomad dash, and then do some wild shit after. Like he looks really good. So
he's got some Marvel shit. Like
it's like some dashing, like the stairway combos or whatever. But I mean, I haven't really messed with him aside from like a couple of like classic towers matches. But I feel like a lot of his not fatal blows, but the crushing blows are like super easy to achieve. Like the 2, they're like 50-50s, like the one that ends in the overhead, and then there's the low grab one that pushes you super far away, so he could start zoning you again, and then you have to worry about getting back in. But overall, he's really strong, and his fatal blow is really strong too. Like I'm like, well, can't throw projectiles. I'm just gonna get chipped to death because I'm gonna get attacked from the fatal blow.
Yeah, it's super fast on startup. Like I know when I was playing Randy, I'd be able to react to him as soon as he'd throw a projectile. Like bam, I got you. Like it's good stuff. It's good.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I haven't played him as much as I played Jade, and I kind of already talked about her. She's interesting. I don't think she's, like, my character. I'm just playing as her because, like, I don't really feel like playing Baraka right now. I only pull him out if they think that I suck because, like, my Jade kind of sucks. So,
yeah.
I feel like she's kind of just a worse Scarlet, but people are saying that they don't think Scarlet's that good either, but I beg to differ, but
I think she's really good.
Yeah, I think she is too. I mean, it's only been like 1 day, so maybe there's like some secret Jade tech. Like I know I was telling Randy, she has a hitbox when she throws like her regular glaive that everyone says is trash, and I thought was trash. So if you do it at the right time and Scorpion teleports, he'll get hit when the glaive is behind you.
Oh, that's crazy.
2 or 3 times, but I'm pretty sure if like Sonic Fox or somebody did it, that it would work all the time. So
like time it,
yeah. I was like, maybe this move isn't trash after all, but yeah, I mean, I just feel like maybe she's in the wrong game, or maybe everyone else is in the wrong game. I don't really know. I don't know what their design for her is. Like, if she could meter burn her like spinny thing. If she could meter burn that into a launcher, I feel like that would fix a lot of her problems.
Yeah, I'd agree. Like, I feel like, like it's one thing to not have combos, but like I feel like every character needs at least like a few ways to, play around with combos and shit.
Yeah, and I mean ones that don't start in a high. Like, let's be honest. Like, we don't like it was, and her overhead is so slow and it's reactable. The only thing
that is very slow. I was reacting.
I have not done with her is she has nomad dash cancels too, but they're run cancels. I haven't messed with that, but I'm pretty sure it's along the lines of Cabal, so that could be like some secret tech. But then that's 2 slots because the pole vault is 1, and then the run cancels is 1.
Oh wow!
So, but I haven't really messed with it.
I have to make a variation based just around that.
Yeah, I mean one of the default ones has it. Like, I have trouble picking what I actually want. Like, I did use the MK3 Shadow Kick a lot, but now I'm just kind of leaving it base. Like, I'm like, it's still good, but it does the same amount of damage. It just doesn't make you go to the other side. But I mean, she has like that weird low Song Mina thing that kind of sucks. Like it's amplified, just puts them in a knockdown state, but then they're still close to you. So
Huh.
I haven't really been using that. I haven't used the blade, or not the blade, but the spin reflect thing. I haven't used that either. But
How's her staff extending stuff? Is that good?
uh, like I was saying, the way because I was telling Randy last night, I was like, what is this bitch's problem? Like, her fucking strings are so weird. Like, for the longest time, I could not do. She has one that you can do from the wiggle stick, but you have to, it's back two, and then you have to do 1, 2, 4. But you have to do all 3 hits, like, right before the animation for the back two ends. And I mean, it's safe on block, but, like, sometimes that shit won't even come out. So it's
Hmm.
and then even her back three, she has like after you do back three, you can do 4, 3, 4, which is safe on block. But if the back three whiffs and you're like mashing on the string, like
That's gonna be bad. Yeah.
it won't come out. It won't even come out. Like if it on whiff, like the string will not come out. So
So it's like a
that's a
problem with like buffering inputs. It's like
it could be. And I mean, aside from it enhancing her sweep, giving her the combo off the wiggle stick, she has like one more where it's like 4, 3, which 4 is a high and 3 is a low. So the low usually catches people off guard, but they could just like high crush the or low crush the fucking high. So, but it's like 3 or 4, 3, 2, and she'll like throw the staff at him and it'll hit him, which it looks cool, but I don't think it's practical. It's not gonna do me any favors. Like, so I mean, you're basically stuck doing like the same strings. I found out like a lot of the stuff that I thought was unsafe is actually super safe. Like pole vault is only -5 on block, so all they can get is like a down 4.
yeah.
So I've been using that as enders. And another problem she has aside from damage is you cannot get a meter burned pole vault, like the thing where she stabs him in the head. You can literally only do that off of wiggle stick. Every other time it'll whiff, and the animation for it whiffing looks like the combo escape from Injustice 2, so you're free to like an uppercut. So it's not that good to use because you're like, oh, well, I got a good read, but then it has like weird properties, I guess. It only connects off like if you're at a certain range, the meter burn one will only connect off like one thing. So
That's odd.
yeah, I mean, so I'm like wasting meter, but she's interesting. I like the fact that every character so far has like a diverse feeling. Like Scarlet feels unique. She has like lots of weird moves. Like she can buff herself. She can like I mean, there's still universal mechanics. Like characters have parries, which Cabal's is trash, by the way.
Yeah, it's not that good.
But it's like every character kind of has like their own thing. Like Jax can heat up. Like Cabal's like doing. Jade is playing the wrong game. Like Scorpion Misery Blade shit. Like Baraka is just damage. Like I don't know. They just I kind of hope the philosophy stays in place with each character. And so far, I feel like they're saving all the hyper reveals, like because all these characters they're showing, I was like, oh, well, this is gonna be lackluster. Like, who gives a fuck about Liu Kang? But like that shit was pretty tight. So I think they're only getting more interesting, and I kind of like that we only got shown 2 variations because we're still gonna get like more stuff that's going to be shown. So it's like everyone just seems really unique so far, and I feel like it's really going to prolong the life of the game. And hopefully it's like 3 years since the cycle has been broken and it lasts for that long.
Yeah.
But
And they did talk about briefly like in an interview, like they mentioning something about like adding more variations or variation moves or something. So maybe
interesting.
Maybe
Like
there's some
with
stuff
patches?
Jade hasn't. Yeah, I think patches.
Like gear move DLC, like let's go.
Pretty much.
It's
Yeah, hopefully not.
interesting though. Like I agree. Like playing Cabal compared to like Baraka was like a breath of fresh air. I was like, wow, he's so much different than the others. Like he feels like nothing that I've played so far, and it took a while to like get used to it. But I'm guessing the whole roster will be that way, where it's like just picking up different characters will feel different.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously it's been in development for a while, but I feel like honestly, a lot of their design is totally based off Soul Calibur 6. Because in that game, every character has a unique mechanic, you know, and then like there's like the lethal hits and like I don't know. It just seems a lot like Soul Calibur. I'm glad there's no reversal edge.
Yeah,
It's definitely shaping up, I think, to be the most interesting game. Like it's simple, but it has depth, and then there's
a
like
lot of depth.
yeah, and like there's universal mechanics like the wake ups and then flawless block. But other than that, every character feels like they're kind of playing their own game, and then you can kind of do whatever you want with it. So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just super hyped for the game. I mean, 3 weeks. It'll fly by, but at the same time, I
Yeah.
feel like it's going to take forever. But
No, it's gonna go super fast. But I'm glad you guys are both enjoying it, and hopefully Jade gets some buffs or whatever she needs to do to kind of feel more interesting for people that want to play her. But yeah, it sounds like overall, yeah, I dig that the characters are unique and everybody's got kind of their own little thing that they're doing, which is always the best way to design characters, in my opinion. Is everybody should be bringing something unique to the table. Otherwise, what's the point of their inclusion? So
Absolutely.
yeah, that's awesome that that's the case, and it should make for a more interesting overall lifespan and competitive scene and all that good stuff. And just watching these characters. But yeah, I think that covers it. And yeah, like you said, 3 weeks. I think that's gonna fly by. I really do. I mean, this whole time has flied by. It seems like just yesterday we had the stress test, and then it seems before that it was just the reveal event, and then before that it was the announcement of the game. Like this, a 4.5 month life or marketing cycle is nothing. Like it just feels so quick, and it's been great. It's been a fantastic part of this whole lead up to this game is just how quick this whole thing is gone. Even when we didn't get as much info as we wanted or would have liked, it's like at worst, like we were waiting so little for the actual game itself. Like we're here. Like in a normal cycle, we'd still have several months to go. Like it's just
yeah,
insane.
for sure.
So
And I mean, we got a lot this week too. So
yeah.
I mean, we got 3 reveals, a story trailer. People have played the Switch version, but there's no footage. Like lots of interesting
And
stuff.
we got a lot last week too. It's getting ramped up more and more, and they always do this. They always kind of cram it all in the last month, but I don't think it's by choice. I think it's more just by that's just what happens because of trying to finish everything up to a point where it's presentable and stuff. They don't want to show something
Yeah.
off until it's ready. So I think it's just a happenstance of just what they're dealing with. But yeah, overall, sounds like we're all really digging what we're seeing, really happy with the new characters that they showed off, happy with the feel of the game, still having fun with it, and looking forward to the main game. The stages look great. So there's a lot to love here. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, Poot, for coming on for another episode of the Random Select. And we will keep... Yeah, absolutely. And we will have another episode as soon as we have something else to talk about, I'm sure. So as new information comes out, we'll keep pumping these things out. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll see you later.
Peace.
Peace.